In a serene village nestled at the base of the Himalayas, there lived a humble monk named Bhikkhu. Known for his wisdom and tranquil demeanor, Bhikkhu had a unique way of seeing the world that captivated everyone he met. His life was a testament to the teachings of Buddhism, embodying inner tranquility, simplicity, humility, and the art of listening. However, Bhikkhu was not a monk but a successful merchant named Rajan. He lived in the bustling city of Kashi, surrounded by wealth, luxury, and ceaseless ambition. Rajan's life was a whirlwind of deals, social gatherings, and relentless pursuit of more money, more status, more success. Despite his outward success, Rajan felt a deep void within, a restlessness that no amount of wealth could fill. One fateful evening, as Rajan was returning home from the market, he witnessed a tragic accident. A young child was hit by a speeding cart, and the crowd that gathered was more interested in gossiping about who was to blame than helping the injured boy. Rajan rushed to the boy's aid, but it was too late. The boy's last words were, "Why does no one listen?" These words haunted Rajan. He realized that, like the people in the crowd, he had been too absorbed in his own pursuits to truly listen to others or to himself. That night, unable to sleep, Rajan made a life-changing decision. He would leave his old life behind and seek a deeper understanding of existence. Rajan traveled to a remote monastery high in the mountains. The journey was arduous, filled with physical challenges and moments of self-doubt. He left behind his wealth, his status, and his old identity, embracing the unknown. At the monastery, he was welcomed by the enlightened master, who renamed him Bhikkhu, meaning seeker. The master, seeing Bhikkhu's potential, assigned him humble tasks to teach him the virtues of simplicity and humility. Bhikkhu's first task was to sweep the monastery grounds every morning. It seemed mundane, but the master told him, "Sweep away not just the dust, but also the clutter in your mind." At first, Bhikkhu struggled with the simplicity of his new life. He missed the luxuries of his past and found a repetitive task of sweeping tedious. But as days turned into weeks, Bhikkhu began to find peace in the rhythm of the broom. He realized that each sweep was an opportunity to clear his mind and be present. His next task was to care for the monastery's vegetable garden. Bhikkhu, who once closed high-stakes deals, now spent his days planting seeds and pulling weeds. Through this, he learned patience and the beauty of nurturing life. He understood that true growth, whether of plants or the spirit, required time, care, and attention. One day, Bhikkhu was assigned to meditate by the river and listen to its flow. The river, the master said, has much to teach about life. Bhikkhu spent hours by the river, initially frustrated by the lack of tangible progress. But gradually, he began to hear more than just the water. He heard the subtle sounds of nature, the whispers of the wind, and the beat of his own heart. He learned the profound power of listening to others, to nature, and to his inner self. One sunny afternoon, as Bhikkhu was tending to the garden, a group of his old friends from Kashi arrived at the monastery. They were dressed in fine clothes, their faces still marked by the familiar signs of ambition and stress. They had heard about Rajan's transformation into Bhikkhu and came to see for themselves. "Rajan, is that really you?" one of them exclaimed. "What are you doing here? Living like a beggar?" Bhikkhu greeted them with a serene smile. "I'm no longer Rajan," he said softly. "I am Bhikkhu." His friends laughed, unable to understand. "You had everything, Rajan. Wealth, status, influence. And you gave it all up for this. To live like a poor monk in the mountains." Bhikkhu listened quietly, allowing their words to flow over him without resistance. He could see the disbelief and judgment in their eyes, but he did not let it disturb his inner peace. "You were always the smartest among us," another friend added, shaking his head. "What happened to you? Have you lost your mind?" Bhikkhu invited them to sit with him in the garden. "I found something far more valuable than wealth and status," he said. "I found peace, simplicity, and a deeper understanding of life." His friends continued to criticize and mock his choices, but Bhikkhu remained calm. He listened to their concerns and fears, understanding that they spoke from a place of ignorance and attachment. He shared his story, the boy's last words, his journey to the monastery, and the lessons he had learned. Gradually, his friends' laughter turned to thoughtful silence. They began to see a different side of life through Bhikku's eyes. One by one, they started to ask questions, not out of mockery, but out of genuine curiosity. Bhikku's newfound wisdom did not go unnoticed. Villagers began to seek his guidance, drawn by his serenity and insight. When conflicts arose, Bhikkhu did not offer solutions, but instead listened deeply and asked questions that led others to their own realizations. One day, Bhikkhu overheard a heated argument among some villagers. Instead of intervening, he listened intently. He observed how each person's ego and attachment to their own opinions fueled the conflict. Bhikkhu saw his past self in them, the constant need for validation and the fear of failure. He reflected on his own journey and the peace he had found in letting go of such attachments. After the argument subsided, Bhikkhu approached the villagers and shared a simple story. He spoke of a wise old tree in the forest that stood tall and serene, regardless of the storms that raged around it. The tree does not resist the wind, he said. It bends and sways, but it remains rooted and calm. We too must learn to bend with the winds of life, not letting others' opinions uproot us. The villagers were intrigued by Bhikkhu's words. They began to visit him regularly, seeking his guidance on various matters. Bhikkhu never gave direct advice, but instead asked questions that led them to their own insights. He taught them the value of listening, truly listening, not just to others, but also to their own inner voice. One evening, as the sun set behind majestic mountains, Bhikkhu gathered the villagers and shared a final lesson. He spoke of a lotus flower, which blooms in muddy waters yet remains pure and beautiful. Our lives may be filled with challenges and imperfections, he said, but we can still cultivate inner peace and beauty. By listening more, letting go of others' judgments, and embracing simplicity and humility, we can lead a truly fulfilling life. Bhikkhu's words resonated deeply with the villagers, and they vowed to live by his teachings. The village became a haven of tranquility, where people lived in harmony with themselves and each other. And so the humble monk's legacy lived on, a testament to the timeless wisdom of Buddhism and the power of achieving inner tranquility through listening, simplicity, failure, and humility. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.